I'm Brad Leavitt, president of AFT Construction. Welcome to our YouTube channel today. And if you're into architecture, design, construction, or even owning a small business, this is the channel for you. So make sure and hit that subscribe because we're going to be giving out a lot of information to help your business. So one of the questions asked is in regard to social media, and they're asking about what we're seeing up and coming, how social media has changed, especially in the last 5 years, what we see changing now in 2020. And a lot of this, again, I'm not, I don't work for Facebook, I don't work for Instagram or TikTok, so I don't have any of the inside information. I just have enough of what I gather in the industry I'm in and marketing background and working with, running our social media and then networking with other professionals. And of course, there are a lot of resources online and podcasts and other things out there that have spoken about this. So you'll see now, like there's been, Instagram, especially in the early beginning, if you're early on, it's one of those before it's really monopolized by Facebook. You could get in, you could post whatever, and it'd go viral pretty quickly, and the algorithms change, And today you see, especially as you're looking in the Bay Area and, on these tech platforms, that stockholders look at these platforms and the quicker the users can move up in followers, the more rewarding they are. They figure it's a better investment because now people will go and pursue those platforms, and that's why TikTok really took off, because people overnight could really become viral, right? Which is hard to do on some of these older platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. And so they're always looking for this next thing that'll blow up, because really it's, most of us maybe have seen documentaries about this, but it's about the attention space. But even outside of these apps that are trying to go after the attention of us as users and make us dependent to be on their platform and use it, more than anything we found is that people that put out good content are going to do really well. And, it's funny because even as Instagram has changed their algorithm, there's peers of mine, there's actually a designer that I know and builder, and they post rarely. I mean, they maybe post twice a week and every post goes viral. And the reason being is that the content is so good. It's just amazing, and it's very inspiring to people all over the country. So they get reshared and reposted, and that's tracked. And that's where it's really important that, if you're a new company starting out, or if you've been in business a long time and you're thinking, how do we up our game with social media? I speak about consistency a lot. It's really important to be consistent. It's really important to be authentic. It's funny, on my podcast, every time I have a guest, I touch on social media to some extent. And the constant theme from a lot of my guests that have been very successful on social media, it's the same thing. Good content, be authentic, and be consistent. And consistency doesn't mean you have to post twice a day. It doesn't mean you have to be posting, 7 days a week. For you, consistency may be 3 times a week, but you're there and you're consistent. If you're on YouTube, it's maybe 2 days a week you're posting on YouTube. And that gives the users confidence that you're there. They see what you're doing, they see the progress, and it's really important to see that. So that's where it's very beneficial. Be consistent, be authentic, have a name behind you, have a face behind you. People can relate to that if they know someone's picking up the other end as they're asking questions. And I also look about some of the values of social media is, one of the questions I often get is, Brad, you answer everyone's question as far as if they're asking me, you see this house behind me, what's the window company? What's the countertop material? Who's the cabinet manufacturer? And I get a lot of those. And there is some of that information that's very proprietary, that the designers maybe have resourced that's very custom. And so we may not divulge that specific light fixture or countertop, but we could always give them an alternative. Say, this one was, private for the client. It was a custom piece. However, so-and-so makes a knockoff or something similar, you can research them. But the point is you're engaging. In fact, we have a client right now that over the past year and a half, they were designing and building their house, and they would always ask me questions. What kind of cabinet color is that? What's the detail on the trim? What appliance is that? And I would answer them every time. And given the information, I was pretty transparent. Nothing was really there to hide from them. And it's funny that these clients now, because of some reconstruction in their neighborhood and the street widening, it's going to affect their lot layout and their yard. And so they're selling their home, they're moving to a new one, and they're going to be hiring AFT to do that build. And you think about that relationship that was built, and that's the thing about social media. It's a relationship platform, and most people just look at the analytics, which are important, and it's important to put out good content and be authentic and be consistent, but more than anything, it's a relationship. And understand whether you're using TikTok, whether you're using LinkedIn, whether you're using Instagram, how are you building relationships? How are you building a network with the clientele, future clients, manufacturers, trade partners, and then fellow builders, architects, designers. It's a relationship platform, and it's a way to really expedite your business. And it doesn't matter if you have 1,000 followers or 70,000 or 500,000, you still have the same ability to message and make those connections with people. So find ways to do that with social media, and then you'll see that pay rewards, especially as you start building those relationships in the years down the road. And one thing that's really important is video. You see right now we're doing our YouTube video out here, and we do a lot on our stories, and we're engaging. And the reason being is it puts a personality and face behind the company. People like videos, especially that's why TikTok's been so successful with low 15-second videos showing something that you're doing behind the scenes. And TikTok's fun because you can do something that's different to Instagram and show a different part of your business. So get creative and understand the value behind it.